ESPN Bakersfield welcomes you to the Fantasy Breakdown, giving you the weekly edge and knowledge to dominate your league.
Let's turn this game around!
Providing the starters, sitters, sleepers, and creepers every Sunday, live from 8 to 9 a.m.
Here we go. The ball is loose. It's a foul.
Brought to you by Muerto's Kitchen and Lounge, Fusion Energy, Safari Carpet Cleaning, and the law offices of Kyle Jones. Phone lines are open at 842-2000.
Guess what? That don't mean nothing, man. The only thing matters is a win. That's it. However, whatever it takes. Let's go, man. Let's win on three. 1, 2, 3, win.
And now, let's get this show rolling with your hosts, Sparky, Earffman, and the Boombastic.
Well, wake up, Kern County.
Good morning.
This is Sparky over here with the Earffman on the Fantasy Breakdown right here on ESPN Bakersfield. Hopefully everybody got some rest after the fight night.
Oh, dude, that was, better fight than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how you felt about it. I thought Conor did a great job. I think pretty much everyone knew the outcome of that fight was going to go Mayweather's way. But
it lasted 10 rounds.
So
the guy looked tanked.
He did.
About the 6th, 7th round, though.
You know, and that's the thing I liked about what happened. I liked the way Mayweather closed it. He didn't leave anything out there to where people could be like, oh, Conor did this and that, and now I was hoping Conor would pull it off.
I was hoping he was going to
knock
kick
his
him in the
off.
head and just lose his cool.
But he did a good job. It was a good fight, I thought.
It was. I don't know. I didn't pay $100 for it, but I watched it streaming live on Facebook.
Look at you.
Legally. But no, we're here to keep you updated on injuries, lineup changes, trades, and get you ready for these drafts.
Draft season is here, man.
This week is going to be nuts.
We are in the heart of it. I got like 4 drafts coming.
I have one Tuesday, one Wednesday, one Thursday, and 2 on Sunday.
Pretty sure we got problems.
But then I think
fairly
I'm done.
certain.
But, we're only on the air because of our sponsor, Safari Carpet Cleaning, best in town. Give them a call for 10% off. And just let them know you heard about them on the Fantasy Breakdown. Call them 330-8463. That's 330-8463. Muerto's Kitchen and Lounge, my favorite place downtown to get my grub on.
Awesome.
Have a few drinks. And even if you don't eat meat,
that's right. If
they have other food.
If you're strange like the Earffman here, and you don't, and that's not your thing, great tacos, great vegan tacos.
And you got to give a call to Fusion Energy.
Get your solar.
Not only can they throw a hell of a draft, but they also do work. Fusion Energy. It's a local solar company. It's not one of these national solar companies that are all the same fees, same prices. These guys are local. Fusion Energy, 877-389-4660. Check their website out, fusionenergy.com. And my favorite, the law offices of Kyle Jones. He's helped me a few different times, but we won't talk about that.
I thought you were a good guy.
Oh, I am.
You just, every now and again.
Every once in a while. I do have an ex-wife. Free consultation, kwjoneslaw.com, 833-1090, 833-1090. Feel free to call anytime. I know in the next week or two things are going to get kicked off. You can give us a call, 842-2000. Today we're going to go through some injuries, some rookie reports, and
there's a lot of
some draft strategies.
Yeah, rookies making some noise out there. Yeah, and then I got a couple one thing. Sometimes I like to zig when people zag and vice versa, whatever. So, yeah, we're going to go over a couple of those things. And then later on tonight, or today, it's morning.
It's still tonight.
Yeah, it's for
still
me.
Saturday night.
But, we're going to hit some of who to look for in the middle rounds, like rounds 6 through 10. Try to help you out in there. Because
everyone knows about the top 5.
Yeah, that's how it always is. Everyone's like,
right in the middle.
Look at me. I got these 3 guys. Now what do I do?
Everybody has 3 guys.
So, yeah, we're going to give you a couple names and hopefully help you out this week because, like I said, we are in the heart of draft season.
Yeah, everything is going on right now.
It's awesome. I love it.
It was a busy injury week.
It
just
was
like the last
crazy.
few weeks. It's been a crazy preseason. Starting off with the Bills quarterback Tyrod Taylor. He left this week's preseason game versus the Ravens. I think it's a concussion.
He looked like Connor last night.
Yeah, he looked dazed and confused. But he's in concussion protocol, so we'll keep an eye out for him and let you know. It'll probably be one of those final rounds where you need a backup quarterback. And, Taylor runs, too.
Yeah, he's okay,
He's mediocre.
Yeah, I don't think he's picked up in a 10-man league. But yeah, if you're in 12 or anything bigger than 12, you might
But
be
that
looking at
newly acquired receiver, Jordan Matthews, is also dealing with a chest injury. He was held out the last 2 preseason games.
That's just a broken heart from leaving Philly.
Cue the violins.
Yes, that's a shout out to my brother Weasley there. He's the one that told me that. He's all, broken heart.
He just lost, man. But Broncos quarterback Paxton Lynch also left this week's game with a shoulder injury against the Packers. Coaches came out and said it's just bruised. He should be back in practice later this week.
Who?
Demarius Thomas also went down. He left the game with a groin injury. Coaches think he'll be ready for week 1, but they're going to be real delicate with him for the next 10 days. Chiefs starting running back, Spencer Ware. That one
of the big ones.
Yeah, he's a starting running back, and all the starting running backs get picked up. He suffered damage to his LCL and his PCL. Coaches are looking at about 4 to 8 weeks. So that is going to mess with his draft stock. But rookie Kareem Hunt should be getting some more carries. They still have West and C.J. Spiller as the backup. So I would keep an eye out on those running back depths.
We're going to hit on that in a little bit. Like I said, we're going to go over rookies here in this next segment, and that's definitely going to pick up for Hunt. He was already looked at as somebody that's on the
going to get some carries,
up and up, or whatever you want to call it, or maybe somebody that was looking. People were assuming he was going to take the number 1 job at some point this year, anyway, because they've just come to discover that Spencer Ware, he just isn't that special. So, that sucks to say, but and now that this happened, it almost seals the deal. But we'll get to that in a little bit.
Patriots, big injury this week for the Golden Boys.
I hate to see this.
Julian.
No, I do. Any type of ACL tear, I don't care who it is.
Man, that one looked like it hurt like hell. But Julian Edelman is out for the season. Tore ACL, confirmed. I'm going to ask a weird question. I know the Patriots always find different ways to use their players when someone goes down. But Edelman was the main guy. He was the Brady's backup main guy. He just throws them the ball every friggin' time.
Mm-hmm.
So who's going to pick up those catches? Amendola, Hogan.
I like Hogan.
Burkhead, is he going to walk in there and
I don't know
get
about
some more catches?
I don't like the running back stuff going on over there. There's just too much, And if there's one back I'm going to own, it's either James White really, 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 really late in my draft, or it's going to be the touchdown guy, and I think that's going to be Gillisley.
Yeah.
But I think in Edelman's situation, and it is really hard to not pay attention to what Hogan did in his last little preseason game. I think he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But as of right now, if I was going to grab one guy in Edelman's spot that wasn't named Brandon Cooks or Gronkowski, still the only Patriot I want is Gronk or Brady. I don't want to deal with Cook. I've said that before. Or Cooks. I just think he's going to be Deshaun Jackson, and that will drive me nuts. Sitting there and seeing 4 points. What'd you do today?
Nothing.
And then I drafted you in the 2nd round. What's going on? 3rd round. So
does that give any stock to Amendola?
It might. I guess it depends on who they put in the slot.
Yeah.
But Hogan, he did all right last year, and then just like I said, it's. Unless I'm just freaking out because he just had a strong preseason game, and it's preseason, so it
is preseason.
God,
Burkhead's had a great preseason too.
I just don't think a running back's going to take over that spot.
Yeah, last year.
Edelman has to have 100.
Last year
targets.
had 35 more catches than any other receiver on that team last year.
Edelman did, yeah.
Yeah. That's a major piece of that offense. So we'll see who is going to take over. It might be a couple players, but
it'll definitely. Everyone will get a little uptick. I think Gronk will, Cooks will. He'll give us a couple more targets now because you just don't have that talent there that Edelman brings and what he does. Like it doesn't matter who they stick in the slot. It's not going to be the same. Edelman is quick and crisp, like with his cuts and his routes.
He's a little Wes Welker Jr.
Yeah, and neither Amendola or Hogan or whoever else they got in the making or in the works over there is
not Edelman.
Yeah, they don't have that potential.
Giants receivers Odell Beckham and Brandon Marshall still both out. Marshall's listed day to day. Word from Giants camp that they're going to take it real slow with Odell. He might even miss week 1.
Yeah, I saw that.
But we will see. We'll keep an eye out. Next week will be the main week where we'll know a lot more about who's going to be starting, who's going to be missing week 1, miss week 2. I know the last thing I heard with Marshall that he'll be back in practice, full pads, later this week. So that's good news for the Giants. Steelers, Le'Veon Bell said he would be reporting to camp on September 1st, so that's Friday.
Yeah, and he's over his groin injury. So I know I mentioned it because he had surgery in the offseason, I think back in March. But he's past that. He's just, he wants more money, and I don't blame him. And
he'll get it. But that'll give him about 10 days of straight practice before the first game, and it's against the Browns on September.
Anything on luck?
Nothing.
Nothing yet.
Last thing I heard, they were even talking about they were in the Kaepernick strategy. Last I heard, Tolzien didn't look bad. He threw a pick, but it's looking like Luck's going to miss a few weeks. So that might be a
few or one.
A few.
The last report I saw was just
Thursday. They were saying one
game.
Yesterday's reports, they're thinking 1 to 3 now.
Well,
he's still on the PUP list.
I actually in my draft last Sunday, I actually picked him up. I got him, but I got him really late.
I was going to say, what round?
I got a good value. I got him in the 10th, and then I picked up Winston in the 12th.
Nice.
So I feel comfortable with that. And the thing I don't feel comfortable with is I ended up with Hilton as my number 1.
Ooh.
So it doesn't matter if it's Tolzien or Crapper. I can't say the last word there. But if it's either one of those guys, I'm not going to be happy with Ty being my 1. But that was the best available.
You can double him up with Luck and Ty.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Unless Winston just tears it up, everyone's thinking that.
And good news for Redskin fans: Jordan Reed, he's back.
Yeah,
he's back.
Mm-hmm.
I was been waiting on that. I picked him up late in one of my drafts.
That's great.
He's hurt, man. Why would you take him? But hey, he's back. Redskins' offense is going to look a lot better this year. But like I said, we just went over the injury reports. In the next segment, we'll touch base on some rookies and their draft stock.
Yeah, they're making noise, man. There's a few making some noise.
Call in at 842-2000 anytime. We're streaming live on Bakersfield, ESPN.com. And when we come back, we'll tackle those rookies. ESPN Bakersfield, 12:30 a.m.
98.1 FM.
Call in with your fantasy questions or comments at 842-2000 and check out the Fantasy Breakdown on Facebook with up-to-date NFL news and injury updates. Now, back to the Fantasy Breakdown.
Oh, and we're back. This is Sparky, and the Earffman is over there in the dark.
I'm tired, man.
Wake up. I had to throw out a big thank you to Iguana's Cantina Grill last night. They took care of me and the girlfriend, and I told them I'd give them some love on the radio. So thank you, Iguanas, for the cheap bill and the great tacos.
Hey, let's get something away.
Let's see if anyone's listening. You want to do that?
Well, I don't want to do that. But.
Well, a big thank you to Reading Cinemas. They shot us out some free movie passes, and you're probably going to want to use those when it's 110, 108, 112 this week.
Yeah, go use their AC.
Yeah, free AC for a few hours. So the fifth caller to call in at 842-2000, we'll have a pair of movie passes for you to come pick up.
Number 5.
So 842-2000 to the fifth caller, movie passes. So are we going to get into a little rookie report?
Yeah, let's talk about some of these rookies and like where they're being drafted, how things are going. Because a lot of people, Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, of course, these are like the two of the biggest names that are going right now. And, dude, they are flying off the board. Fournette's another one. and Mixon sitting sort of in the middle. But I kind of want to let people know like where things are going, like how they're just that way. Once you guys get into your draft, and if you're targeting one of these guys and you want to grab one, that way you know about where you have to do it. So like I said, I drafted this last Sunday in one of my 673 leagues I'm in, and Leonard. Well, before that, Ezekiel Elliott. Okay, this isn't rookie related, okay, but he still went in the first round. So if you're still eyeing Zeke, I wanted to touch on that in the first segment. I forgot. He's going really high still, and it's just too expensive for me. Like if you've listened to us in the past, I've said I wouldn't pick him up till later. So, but moving on from that, Christian McCaffrey went in the second round, and Leonard Fournette also went in the second round. So if you're looking at either one of these guys, you're going to have to pay a hefty price. There's a hefty price going for these two guys. Now, they're being drafted as running back ones, and I don't necessarily trust them at that position. Between those two, however, in a PPR league, if I was to take one of those guys as my one, I would take McCaffrey between him and Fournette. I just don't like Fournette's situation, don't like the quarterback situation. I don't know. I just don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what's up with his ankle. It's been bothering him since he was like 7 years old. So, something like that, you know. But yeah, but I would, if I was to take one of those guys, I still think it's too early to take either one of them. Okay, but just so you know, Fournette, like I said, he went in the second, and that's about where he's moving. Is the end of the second, early third to like mid third.
So like the third tier of running backs before they're all gone.
That's like more like the second. That's like the end of the second or the beginning of the second tier. You know, however you want to look at it. McCaffrey, like I said, he went in the second, but his stock right now is early third. He's not making it to the fourth round. So if you want McCaffrey, you're basically grabbing him no later than the third round. Dalvin Cook is another one that I think
I'm starting to like that guy.
Yeah,
man.
really, he's getting a lot of usage already, and if that's like I can't think of it. If that's foreshadowing his season or what
preview,
what have you, he's gonna have a lot of work, dude. And that's, I mean, as a fantasy owner, that's all you can ask for in any position is opportunity, and he is clearly getting that right now. As you know, as you can see, he's already had in 2 games he's had 17 touches. He plays today, so pay attention today. I would imagine this will be the last game. I doubt he plays in the
usually
in the fourth.
Third game is the dress out.
But he's starting to go in the third, and I've seen him go as late as the fifth. I don't think he's going to make it that far anymore. So
with Fournette, McCaffrey, and Cook,
yes,
if they're all on the board, who are you taking first? I know it's between Cook
or McCaffrey for me.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Fournette's bad, but
they're getting more use.
I like how Cook is being used in the passing game, and McCaffrey is just going to be
all over the place.
Yeah, and he's already doing that, and he's doing a great job. Kuechly's giving him great praise. Not that that's fantasy advice.
Yeah.
But when Kuechly is saying that he is very difficult to cover, his first move is just
quick.
You know. That tells you something. That gives you separation. So whether he's getting a 3-yard pass from Newton or whoever it is, that's great. I mean, it's opportunity, it's points. And, you know, I personally had an argument with one of my friends a little while ago between McCaffrey and he's got this hard on for beef stew, old Stewart over there. And
why?
He just, I don't know. He's like, he looks great on tape. I'm like, stop watching the Panthers. I don't know what you're doing, But I feel like McCaffrey's a lock, if you're asking me. And based on what I'm seeing,
Stewart's had several years to lock that down, and he couldn't do it.
Well, McCaffrey's a lock for 15 touches, if you ask me. And I don't think Stewart gets that many, unless Carolina is up by like 30 points, or we'll just say double digits late in the game. Then you're going to get a heavy dose of
Stewart.
Yeah, you know. So, but I think I would, between Cook and McCaffrey, I wouldn't be disappointed with either one of them. As my running back 2. I still really wouldn't want them as my 1, but I would go for 2. So how about you did some stuff on Kareem Hunt, and Kareem Hunt now is in a huge.
For the next month or 2, he might be starting.
Well,
he might start a bunch of games. I don't know. They've been also talking about West and Spiller. which I can also see them using all three of them.
Yeah, I think there'll just be change of pace though. Andy Reid actually came out yesterday and was
Loves
saying
that guy.
it was saying that Hunt is like I said he's our first off he praised Ware in the offseason. And then they picked up Hunt, and then Hunt came in, and then it was just automatically people. So the guy must be really impressing in camp and in practices and whatnot.
Well, the game against Seattle this week, he had 9 carries and 40 yards. Over preseason, he's got 18 carries, 80 yards, 4 receptions, 30 yards. So they're using him,
usage,
and that was when Ware was still playing. But he might be a good pickup deeper.
Well, it's not
in that 6 to 10.
It's not deep anymore. Yeah, he's so in the draft I was in, he went in the 9th round.
Yeah.
But that was when Ware was still there.
Move up a couple
for
rounds.
For sure, he's going to move up to at least the 6th.
Yeah,
that would be my guess because CJ Spiller's not going to take his job, and Sharknado isn't going to do that either. That's just not going to happen. I don't unless something happens to Hunt or he's just a bad talent. Now Ware is out. For 6 to 8?
4 to 8.
4 to 8. Okay. So I'm just going to gamble and say he's going to be gone 6. I'm just going to go right in the middle there. So, and if Hunt impresses in that time, Ware's done. I would say that would be my
Use him as
non-professional opinion.
I had a couple people ask me about this big tight end for the Bucks, O.J. Howard, and after digging in and kind of seeing what they're doing, seeing some tape, seeing a couple preseason games, he is a blocker. That's
what they're going to do with him?
Yeah. I wouldn't pick him in any draft, but that's just my choice. I would steer away from if you're going to go for a tight end with the Bucks, I'd go with Cameron Brate, but that's pretty much what we're getting. He's 6'6". He's a big boy. And instead of being more of the Gronk, where he's going to catch everything in the middle,
give him a
it
couple
looks
years.
like he's a more of a blocker for his rookie year. I also looked into Titans wide receiver Corey Davis. He was expected to play this week and next week's final preseason game. Went down earlier this month with a hamstring injury. Coaches were talking about him all week. This week was at Malarkey he's going to get some play time this week, and we're going to keep a close eye on him. And it's not looking like he's going to play in preseason.
Yeah, it just might be just a nagging injury, and and they got the talent right now to not even need to push him. So
it might be a player that you keep an eye out after the draft.
Yeah, well, I would pick him up if you're going to pick him up. Take a flyer on him around the 12, 13, 14 down in there. I don't even know if I would do a 12th. There might be somebody better to grab in there, or a quarterback at around that time if you're somebody that likes to go late on quarterback. So. But that's about where he's going. Zay Jones for the Buffalo Bills. He's a guy that I'm starting to like. I actually just added him in one of my leagues. There's nobody else there to catch footballs, and Tyrod, as long as he recovers from that concussion, isn't that bad of a passer. I mean, he's not horrible. There's definitely worse out there.
Oh, yeah.
And J-Matt's got bricks for hands, and he's going to play the slot. And not that Zay is a special talent right now. We don't know yet, but it's just, again, like I was saying a little bit ago, it's opportunity, and Zay Jones is going to have a ton of opportunity over there in Buffalo. He's currently going undrafted or around the 14th. So it's a great price. It's a great flyer on
Kinda
somebody.
like Corey Davis.
Yeah, on somebody that's going to be the number one or the X receiver probably in that offense, I would imagine. Somebody else, someone that I kind of missed, Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon still hasn't put Cincinnati's job away, and I would imagine he's probably not going to do it until, I don't know, we'll say weeks 3, 4, 5, 6 of the regular season. Still a great pickup, a great talent, definitely somebody you can go out and grab. He's getting good usage, but he just, like I said, for some reason, he just hasn't locked that deal up yet, but he is expected to, and he's going fairly cheap. He's going around the 6th round, so that's a great price, I think, for somebody with that type of talent and speed and versatility. So, and then the last one I wanted to grab real quick before we go to break is Jamal Williams. I know he's like, oh, he's making a lot of noise. Look, Montgomery looked pretty great last night against a tough.
He's looked real good
against
in
a tough Broncos defense. I think Jamal will get work. He'll be the change of pace back, but I wouldn't reach where Jamal's going. He's going around the 12th. And I think that's just too soon.
These later rookie
picks.
I
I would pass and grab somebody else, or just I don't know, grab him the 15th, 14th, if you wanted to take a flyer on a Green Bay running back.
Well, a big congratulations to Leroyce Cooper. Won the movie passes. He woke up with us. It's 8:30 in the morning on a Sunday, and he's not at church. So
take me. I'm single. I like movies.
I like the cold AC. But that is what are we going to get into? I know we talked about doing like a middle round and some different type of draft strategy.
Yeah,
we were talking about that last week.
Yeah, coming up next, I want to grab like I said, something different for pick 1 and 2. Just something that I know people probably aren't really thinking about, and that's grabbing a wide receiver
instead
at 1
of a running back.
Instead of Le'Veon or David Johnson. I know people are like, what? That's crazy. What's wrong with you? But, like I said, I wanted to give you an idea of what's going on, what to expect.
In those PPR leagues, receivers are always money.
Yeah, but so are these running backs.
Yeah. Le'Veon Bell makes me nervous, but that's just me. That's my option. I would take Johnson over Bell, but I've seen the 2 drafts I've been in, it's always been running backs. So he's going to kind of dig in where you change up, you zig instead of zagging.
Yeah, there you go.
Was that what you were saying earlier?
Or zag instead of zig. Whatever you want. Just pick one. You got it.
But ESPN Bakersfield is not only your home for the Raiders, Major League Baseball, and the World Series, but we are also the home for college football and newly added Garces High School football with hosts Ralph Bailey, our sister station drive home show, the Ralph Bailey Show. He's taken over Garces football now, and you can catch the game this Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. after the college doubleheader. Starting at 11:30 a.m., we'll have Florida taking on Michigan and Alabama versus Florida State. Right here on ESPN Bakersfield, 12:30 a.m.
98.1 FM.
You're listening to the Fantasy Breakdown on ESPN Bakersfield, 12:30 a.m., 98.1 FM. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the Fantasy Breakdown. I'm Sparky. That's the Earffman. A big thank you to the Valley Plaza Theaters, Reading Cinemas, giving out some free movie passes at the perfect time, right when the heat wave's coming back.
Yeah.
Take care of our listeners and shoot them over to the 65-degree movie theater.
I might go there after I'm done with this and take a nap.
Just take a nap.
Yeah, I'm just going to go take a nap.
Go watch the Emoji Movie. You'll sleep well. But like I said, a big thank you to the movie theaters and congratulations to Leroyce for waking up early this morning and winning some movie passes to take his girlfriend to the movies.
If she doesn't go, like I said, I'll go. I'm cheap. I don't like popcorn.
I like pretzels, but
there you go.
But they're not cheap.
Give me some Sour Patch Kids. I like those.
Oh, Lord. Well, we are the Fantasy Breakdown. We're going to... Earffman did some extra side work this week, so he's going to show you a different way...
A different path.
...to look at the draft, especially in that first
round.
Give
you a different journey. Hey, okay, so PPR leagues. All right, and everybody right now, is like, oh, if you don't take one of those top running backs, you're an idiot.
You're not going to have one.
So I thought, hey, I'm going to see what happens if I don't do that. Because kind of, sort of, because I've been pick 1 in one of the drafts, and I
hate that.
I took Bell, okay, and then it came back. I got Hilton, like I was saying, and Jordan Howard, who was clearly unexpected. I did not expect Jordan Howard to come down there. But I don't know. I don't like the receivers that come back to me.
Yeah.
Okay, like if it was Amari Cooper, I'd be happy with that. And now in the zillion mock drafts I've done, Amari Cooper usually makes it back to pick 1. And I would love to have Le'Veon or David and Amari Cooper. And then whatever I decided to pair them with there. But like I said, I don't really like them or Baldwin as my 1.
No.
And Baldwin's usually there. Okay, unless you got like a Seattle fanatic in your league ahead of you, chances are you're going to end up with Doug Baldwin. So I thought, hey, let me try and take AB in round 1 and just kind of see how it goes. So I did it a few times, and consensus results here. Okay, so I'm just going to, so the running backs that are usually available on the way back. Okay, so if you're wondering who's going to head my backfield.
So you take Brown at the first pick.
Yeah, I would grab AB.
It goes all the way back and forth.
Yeah, and then once it comes back, okay, the guys that I've seen there, okay, now like I said, Jordan Howard made it, okay, because that did happen, which is unexpected, so I'm going to say him, but that's rare, okay. Ajay is also somebody that made it back. That is also rare. Okay, Ajay is starting to go earlier and earlier.
He's looking good in this
especially
last
especially with
game.
his performance against Philly, the 2 touchdowns, and
he just quarter and he had a break-off run. I think it was 40, 45 yards.
Yeah, he did a great job. So as long as he can keep that going, then he's going to prove me wrong when I was saying he was a bust a couple weeks back, So, but the guys that 100% for sure are always there are Marshawn Lynch, Lamar Miller. Well, I don't want to say Christian McCaffrey because he went in my draft, but usually Christian McCaffrey, Isaiah Crowell, Elliott occasionally. If you want to go out and you want to reach, I want to reach for him. And if you want to do that and you want to hope and pray to the fantasy gods that he comes back in like week 3 instead of week 8, because you do realize
we're going to have to get into that next week. I know the decision is supposed to come out this week.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that'll be great then. Yeah, then we'll go ahead. We'll hit on that. We'll touch on that next week. And then, and then you have like Ty Montgomery. Now, the receivers that you can usually pair with these guys, like I said, are Baldwin, Amari Cooper, rarely. You have Demaryius Thomas, Des Bryant, and Gronkowski. I know he's not a receiver, but basically that's what you're getting.
Gets more points than
him.
A lot of receivers.
Yes, for sure. So now what taking a receiver does, what taking AB does at 1 is it really changes the middle. Okay, so when I took Bell in the first in that league, I felt like I was chasing receivers after that. Like I said, I ended up with Ty, and Ty's a great talent. True luck is his arm's dead, fell off, or whatever the hell happened to it. But after that, like I said, I just felt like I was chasing receivers, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling when you're drafting.
I ended up with some good guys though. Like I'm not gonna lie. I got Keenan Allen and Martavis Bryant and Devontae Adams, all guys with great upside, okay, and potential, okay. But I felt like freer, I guess, or like I could do more when I took AB. I don't necessarily like Todd Gurley, but I ended up with Todd Gurley. I forgot about him. He's also someone that's always available at the end of round 2. But I ended up with Gurley, and then like I said, in the middle. So I'm talking 4-5. Okay, so 4-5-6 when it comes back. Okay, the second time it comes back is where it really changes, and that's where I ended up with people like Carlos Hyde, Jordan Reed, Stephon Diggs, and these are all, in my opinion, these are great middle round guys. You have Joe Mixon sitting there. I just felt like there was a lot more I could do for my team, in the way of, like I said, was saying, like just having kind of like freedom, like to do, instead of chasing something. Like I said, like I felt like I was chasing receiver, even though I ended up with great guys. I felt like I was just kind of chasing. Like I said,
personally,
that
did you feel better about your team drafting a running back first or a receiver?
Well, I'll leave that up to the listeners. Okay, so I'm just going to put this out there for you guys. Okay, so
that's really going to how you mold your team, because you get that starting running back with Bell, and then you start seeing the dominoes fall where all the running backs start falling, and somebody about 4 or 5 is like, okay, well, I got Julio. I didn't think he was going to.
Yeah, you really can't go. Like, I hate going into a draft with like a clear-cut strategy.
Yeah.
I like to let the draft sort of unfold and kind of come.
I
to
really
me.
hate picking first, though.
Yeah, I don't like it this year. I'd rather pick at 10. But regardless, okay, I just did this, like I said, so people could see. So I'm just going to give you the first 3 picks of each and let you guys out there in listener land decide, what you want to do. Like I said, hopefully this would help or to help you guys out, let you see something different. So you have Le'Veon Bell, T.Y. Hilton, Jordan Howard versus Antonio Brown, Todd Gurley, and Amari Cooper. And that's what I ended up with.
I like the receivers better.
In both. Like I said, and that happened a lot. But like I said, Amari Cooper usually doesn't last. But that's what I ended up with more times than not. So,
well, when we're going to take this last break, and then I think we're going to talk about middle rounds gyms that are sitting there between 6
through 10,
6th round, 10th round, and
give you some target guys.
Oh yeah. Well, you're listening to the Fantasy Breakdown on ESPN Bakersfield, home of the Oakland Raiders. And we're going to do a little something new next week. We're going to do football picks. So 1 or 2 callers that call in. We'll pick 7, maybe the best 7 matchups. And we'll do football picks. The winner of each week will get a Muertos gift card or some movie passes.
Go get some tacos.
Right here on ESPN Bakersfield, 12:30 a.m.
98.1 FM.
The Fantasy Breakdown is brought to you by Fusion Energy and the law offices of Kyle Jones, right here on ESPN Bakersfield, 12:30 a.m., 98.1 FM.
Welcome back to the Fantasy Breakdown with Sparky and Earffman. We got a breaking news story just broke about 4 minutes ago. All the talk we talked about with Spencer Ware, 4 to 8 weeks, looks like he's done for the season.
Oof.
So
Oof.
keep away. He got that second opinion, and it is a big blow for the Chiefs. But we did tell you about rookie Kareem Hunt, and it looks like his stock just shot up again.
It's definitely shot up. Like I said, he already was looking, just based on Ware being out for a couple weeks.
He was going to get an opportunity.
It was going to be about the 6th round. I would imagine that'll probably stick. I mean, if you want to reach for him, I wouldn't complain.
No.
The Chiefs they like to use their running back. Andy Reid's always been like that. He's always liked to use his backs. I mean, now Jamal's a different talent, and so is McCoy, but that's the way Andy Reid coaches, So it definitely Hunt somebody that, like I said, if you wanted to go out and reach forward, kind of go out and take a fly around early on,
definitely
around
went
the
up
5th
again
or something. It'd be that'd be nice. It'd be good value, I would imagine, on a decent team. So,
well, good luck with the with that. I was expecting that was going to be my sleeper. I was going to
no, not anymore.
pick him up later, but
nobody sleep on that anymore, especially since you're telling everybody out there.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what am I doing? So what's up with these rounds from 6 to 10? The middle guys, that's when you find out who you're really.
Well, this is when you find out
who you're really playing.
Yeah, this is when you find out who's a good fantasy owner in your league, because everyone else is like, oh, I know the big names. Now what do I do?
What does NFL.com say I should pick now?
Yeah,
on my list.
Oh, what's on let me look at the draft sheet. This says number 48, Steven Gostkowski.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ryan Matthews.
Yeah, so let's not do that, okay? So what you should be doing, okay, in these rounds, 6 through 10, okay, you want to concentrate on bolstering your benches. You want to find a solid wide receiver 3, running back 3.
Depth.
Yeah, that's how you win, because of situations like this. Edelman died. Spencer Ware has died. Not, figuratively speaking here.
Football talk.
Yeah, so, and that's why, when you go out, and if you draft by position, we're like, I got my wide receiver 1. I got my wide receiver 2. Running back 1, blah, blah, blah. Quarterback, tight end, you're missing out on these things, So that's why you really want to build your depth, make sure that's what you're doing. And if you have the solid core of, we'll say 3 and 3, and you're going into the 7th, dude, go get your stud quarterback. And, one of these, Rodgers and Breeze and Brady will more than likely be gone. But, dude, I think Carr is going to be huge this year. I mean,
Winston, we talked about Winston with his points.
Yeah. So let's get into the rounds real quick. We got about, 5 minutes?
Yep.
So running backs to look for here. We just said it. Kareem Hunt. I already had him here in this spot anyway. But, definitely now for sure. Joe Mixon, C.J. Anderson. C.J. Anderson is starting to look better and better. Booker is still out. Jamal Charles.
They were just saying something positive about him, and that's
Charles.
Yeah,
yeah. Charles just played last night. I didn't get his final numbers.
No, but they said he locked his spot.
I think he's going to make the roster.
There was reasons that they were saying that he might not even make the team, but now he's looking like the old Jamal Charles. So we'll see.
Well, if he's probably someone you could take a flyer on around the 12th, I would imagine. People might reach before that, but I don't know that I would yet. I have to see one more game or follow him in camp, Do a little online research if you're interested in J-Mail. But then you got Doug Martin, who's going around the 8th. All right, and Doug's looked great in this preseason. And 2 years ago, I don't remember if he led the league in rushing, but he had a great year. Yeah, and now Deshaun and Evans, they're really going to keep safeties honest. I mean, they have to, because Jameis throws a great deep ball. So
that's when suspensions help you, because Doug Martin.
Yeah, he's coming at a really great value. So if you've got 2 or 3 solid guys, at running back, Martin is a great steal for us for trade fodder, or just bench depth or matchup situations to where, like, let's pretend, pretend he's playing one of the worst run defenses, and you've got a questionable running back against a defense. I mean, it's a great plug, and this is why you really want to do this in these rounds. Darren McFadden is another great guy to grab here in these middle rounds, especially if you're someone that's just enamored with the Cowboys and Ezekiel Elliott. Go out and if you take Zeke, you really got, if you want to lock that spot up, you need to go grab DMC probably no later than the 6th. I think he's going right around the 7th now, 7th and 8th.
That's who's going to get the majority of those carries, right?
McFadden?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Morris has looked good, but McFadden has better hands.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that, I don't remember how many catches Zeke had last year, but I know last night, I think it was last night, they played the Raiders.
Yeah, he's right here.
McFadden had a couple catches. So, like I said, Morris has looked good, but so has McFadden. McFadden did a great job last night. And McFadden already basically locked that up, I think, 2 years ago when he kind of re-emerged as like, hey, I can still do this. I can still run, So, and another guy I like is Amir Abdullah. I think people kind of forget about him, and he's someone that you can let sit there and just kind of chill and sit on, swoop up some receivers, maybe grab a great quarterback, and then come back and get Amir in like the 9th. That's about where he's going right now, and that's great value. It's a team that added 2 great pieces to their offensive line, and they want to run. I mean, every time Amir's been healthy, he's been great. So then moving over to wide receiver, this is a great spot for Martavis Bryant, Golden Tate, Jamison Crowder, Stephon Diggs, Kelvin Benjamin, Devontae Parker, old man Larry Fitzgerald, and Allen Robinson. These are all good spots for these guys. These are all wide receiver 1s except for Martavis. And I guess, and Jamison Crowder I wouldn't say is the X receiver there. It'd be Pryor. And Pryor is really going early. So Crowder's got great value, did a great job last year in a great passing offense.
He's in a better team now.
Parker's looking great with Cutler right now. I know it's small sample size, but this is, like I said, this is a good spot to go grab him. 8th round, 7th round.
Cutler. That's going to be Cutler's boy.
Yeah, and then and you have these guys, like I said, that are wide receiver 1s here with Golden Tate, Kelvin Benjamin, A-Rob, and Fitzgerald, and these guys are going in this area. So this is a great spot to go grab strong wide receiver 3s, wide receiver 4s, build yourself some depth. Don't mess around with tight ends. Don't mess around with quarterbacks. Just sit on these guys and get all this talent and load it up on your team. That way, if you're in a spot later and you're like, hey, I messed up and drafted Cam Newton, I need a quarterback. Let me give away Doug Martin and whatever, and you can get like a really solid guy to help you finish your year out. That's what people don't really think about, I've noticed. Like most people in the middle rounds, they just throw darts. Don't throw darts. Know what you're doing. Go grab these guys.
Is Crabtree in there too?
I think Crabtree's going earlier than this, but he would be a great pickup if he's still around in the 6th. Yeah, grab him. But he's going around the 4th and 5th. He's going really high, but I mean, rightfully so. He had a great year last year, had a lot of touchdowns. And he has a great quarterback. He's in that great passing offense. A couple tight ends. I know I said don't get one. All right, but Greg Olsen, this is where he's going. Great talent. He is going to have tons of targets. He's reliable for some reason. He just doesn't break. He's doing a great job. Delaney Walker, Kyle Rudolph, not a great situation, but a lot of red zone targets. And then if you want to grab a quarterback here, Derek Carr, Russell Wilson look phenomenal right now, and Andrew Luck. Like I said, I picked up Luck in the 10th. So, and he finished quarterback 4 last year.
Yeah.
It's a great pickup right there.
That'll be a nice sleeper, too. But
I guess you'd call it a sleeper. I guess
this is, I mean, I don't like the guy. His stats have just decreased every year. Yeah, he was a top 5 last year. I just don't like the Colts offense.
But picking him up in the 10th,
If you can get him in the 10th, that's
man.
a major steal.
all day.
If
Yeah,
you've
all day.
missed any shows in the past few weeks,
Pick us up on YouTube.
Yeah, you can check them out on our Facebook page. All of our past episodes are right there. Next week it's gonna get stinky right when football starts. But thank you for listening. This is ESPN Bakersfield, 12:30 a.m.
98.1 FM.